The recently released Panama Papers show just how far some of the world's most affluent individuals will go to try to hide assets from their spouse in the event of divorce. More than a year ago, roughly 11.5 million documents from the Panama-based law firm Mossack Fonseca were anonymously released. The documents contain details of a divorce package offered by the firm, which involved experts at the firm investing assets in offshore front companies, making them extremely difficult and expensive to trace. Cordell Cordell family law attorney Barbara Johnson Stern explains that while these offshore corporations are not necessarily illegal, the act of shielding assets during divorce is not permitted.
So there are lots of reasons why people can bank offshore, and a lot of those reasons are perfectly legitimate. In the divorce context, typically, or often what is happening is someone is trying to preserve those assets for themselves. And typically in a divorce case, everything that was accumulated during the marriage, and sometimes even what people came to the marriage with, is in fact divisible and reachable by the divorce court. So whether the behavior of putting funds offshore is legal or illegal, it is typically not permitted to try to hide those from your spouse in a divorce context.
Even when an offshore asset protection trust or shell corporation is uncovered during the divorce process, the family courts typically have very little authority to dismantle and redistribute the assets. However, there are other legal remedies available.
Typically, the court will always have jurisdiction over the people in the case. So even if the assets are stored out of reach of the court, so to speak, the owner of those assets is not out of reach and can be ordered to dismantle the framework that those funds are held in and release them or share them in a divorce context. So on the odd occasion where, for whatever reason, those funds can't be released or aren't available, and sometimes a trust can effectively do that, protect those from being dismantled or distributed. When they're not available, the court will typically, or can often as a remedy, look at the rest of the estate and find an offsetting asset.
You can find numerous articles on a wide range of issues that often arise when dividing assets during the divorce process on DadsDivorce.com. That'll do it for another episode of Dad's Divorce Live. I'm Sean Garrison, editor of DadsDivorce.com. We'll see you next time.